Fala galera do UFC Fight, Diego Ribos, diretamente de Las Vegas, numa conexão com Newark. KAYLA Harrison, how are you, KAYLA?
I'm great. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. Always good talking to you, KAYLA. How is the week so far? The weather, the trip, the traveling, is everything
Amazing.
normal?
Everything's great. It's fight week, baby. My favorite time.
Okay, I like that. I like this mindset. Talking about mindset, you are Olympic champion twice, back to back. The Olympic cycle, the Olympic champion mindset is something. I'm not an athlete, you know that, but a lot of people say that to be Olympic champion, your mindset has to be on point.
Mm.
I believe that's your biggest weapon when you come to MMA. You bring this mindset.
For sure. I think that my mental fortitude and my mental toughness um, are second to none in the sport. I've been through, never mind just the Olympics, but I think in life, the challenges that I've had and um, I guess, the suffering that I've endured has prepared me to be a warrior. And I go into every fight knowing that there's nothing in life that can break me, and that I'm strong and capable, and I have the confidence of all of those years of grinding, and I'm ready to make the most of it. This is my time.
Okay, the grinding part, but what's the secret to bring this anger or this being hungry every day? Because consistency through after
Yeah.
20, 30 years. What how?
Um, I mean, I think I learned from a young age that I'm not always going to be motivated, but I can always be disciplined. I don't wake up every day super excited to whatever, go train or this or that, but on the days when I'm not motivated, I can be disciplined. I can tie my shoes and go for that run. I can choose not to eat that snack or whatever it is. I can find the discipline, and that's just repetition. It's years of um, making those choices and realizing that the fruits of my labor are because of those choices. So I know from experience that by making that decision, I'm putting myself closer and closer to my goal.
Okay, and you are very close to become a UFC champion. Do you see any difference when you compare to judo, like in the mental aspect, like facing a very important competition, like let's say the Olympic Games final,
Yeah.
one more match? Can you compare the feeling?
Yeah. I mean, I think same excitement, same feeling, same um energy. I mean, I think the biggest difference in MMA is it's a fight, like you can really get hurt. In judo, you know, maybe you tap, maybe you get thrown, but you're not going to get hurt usually. So, in MMA it's a little more dangerous.
Okay, perfect. In MMA as well, there is this trash talk, this
Yeah.
rivalry and stuff. In judo, you don't have this, right? Most
No.
likely.
No. Not really.
And how do you like this part in MMA?
Um I mean, I think that it has its place. It's an entertainment industry, so our job is to entertain. um but I prefer to fight. I prefer to fight than to get all, whatever and talk trash. I do enjoy talking. Like, I'm kind of known at the gym. I always go in and give everybody a hard time and talk a lot of shit, but it's always in good fun. It's never like from a place of malice or ill intent. So it's a little different, I think, when you're talking trash to an opponent, where sometimes it's bad blood.
Yeah, that would be my next question. Even though it's a bad blood, is there any part of you that you maybe can have fun or enjoy this back and
Yeah,
forth?
no, I do enjoy it. Like, I don't have any bad blood with I have never had any bad blood with any of my opponents so far, Like, it's not personal to me. This is my job. This is what I do. It's just another day at the office. I'm gonna go in, stay calm, cool, and collected, and get my job done. But yeah, talking shit can be a little bit of fun.
Yeah, I can see that. Sometimes I can see in your eyes that you're having fun in a press conference and stuff. And how did you have the chance to cross path with Juliana this week? How are the
Nope,
tensions so far?
nope, nothing yet.
But so far, no, nothing special, right?
Yep, just a regular old week.
Okay, let's talk about the fight by itself. When you see Juliana, could you, as a professional athlete, break down the matchup skill by skill? How do you see the fight going?
I mean, I think I'm better everywhere. I think I'm, the bigger, faster, stronger fighter. I think I have a wealth of experience at my back now. I think that my striking is better. I think that my grappling is better. I think that I'm mentally tougher. The one thing she has that I'll not take away from her is heart. She comes to fight and she's not going to give up, but I'm prepared for 25 hard minutes. My goal is to go out there and win by a KO, TKO or not or submission. But I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
Perfect, perfect. There's one point, Kayla, I believe a lot of people are going to ask you this week is you said in an interview after one of or before right before one of your fights during the cut weight, if I'm not mistaken, you kind of you were bleeding in your urine, something like that,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
And everybody's gonna ask, how is this? Is it healthy for you to make 135? Your has to be 135 now. The extra
Yeah.
pound this week. How do you see your body? Is your body still like 100% during this
Yeah.
process?
No, listen, my energy levels are good. My spirits are high. It's not easy. I'm not going to pretend like it's easy, but for me, it's going to be worth it. I have an excellent team around me who are dialed in. They've got it down to a science, and I trust the process. I trust them, and most importantly, I trust God. I have faith that everything happens for a reason, and I'm here in the UFC fighting at 135 pounds because this is my destiny.
Perfect. And I know you're facing Juliana. I know that's the point. But I'm from Brazil, and I have to ask you something. Since it's official, whoever wins Saturday is facing Amanda Nunes. It's impossible to get better than that, right? You're facing
Yeah. I mean,
whoever wins,
yeah,
right?
that's the dream. That's the goal.
And how important is that? Since Amanda came back, she's now a Hall of Fame and brings more attention to the division, right?
For sure. I mean, she's known as the greatest of all time. And when I started MMA, my goal was to be the greatest. So I feel like the stars are all aligning perfectly for me. First things first, gotta go take out Juliana and then deal with the lioness.
I remember one, I believe was my first interview with you back those days in PFL. You told me something like you always plan your career in cycles of 4 years, something like
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
How many more 4 year cycles do you still have?
Oh, not too many, my friend.
Not too many.
Not too many.
Oh, do you believe this journey is kind of close to the end for you?
I wouldn't say close to the end, but we're getting closer and closer to the ultimate goal. And um, listen, I'm super satisfied with my career. If something happened, God forbid, and I had to walk away tomorrow, I'm happy. I have achieved a lot, I have accomplished a lot, but most importantly, I have given my best effort. I have given my very best. And when you do that, no matter what happens, you can be satisfied with your body of work. And so I'm not done. I'm not anywhere near done. I do this because I love it and I want to see how high I can climb. So we're just going to keep climbing.
It's interesting because to prepare my interview, sometimes I rewatch our old interviews. And
Mhm.
the last interview we did, you said something like, "I know Juliana is gonna do accusations about steroids and yada yada." So you
Mhm.
knew before; it's not
Yeah, of
something
course.
new. Does it hit you harder, or does it bother you? Like, how do you handle these kind of accusations?
I mean, at this point I just consider it a compliment, like
How come?
because I work so hard and I look so good that you think I have to be cheating,
Oh,
That's like that's
okay.
kind of the ultimate compliment when you think about it. I've never taken any banned substance. I never will. My legacy is too important to me and my morals matter to me. I'm not a cheater and I feel like it's a lot of insecurity, and it's a built-in excuse for when I whoop her ass.
Okay, for a regular person that's gonna watch this video, can you explain to us when did you start getting tested? Like because you went
Yeah,
to Olympic champion, how
yeah.
many tests by USADA, WADA, or
Oh my
FADA?
gosh. I mean, I started getting drug tested when I was 12 years old because that's when I was on the national roster for judo. Um, and since that age of 12, I was tested, I mean, countless numbers of times. I would love to know the actual number of times I've been tested, but it's got to be in the thousands and thousands. Like, eh, and I don't mind. I prefer it. You know, you want to test me to, I like the I want a fair playing field, you know? And so I prefer to be tested. The more you test me, the more comfortable I feel.
Perfect. One last question, and that's my it's gonna be my last question. I swear, I promise you. I promise that I'm not gonna take too much of your time. Kayla, is that true that to be a professional high level performance athlete, you have to be a little bit selfish, personal?
Yeah, for sure. Um,
And how do you balance that having kids since kids are more important than
mhm,
your job?
absolutely. It's a fine line, you know, I walk a very fine line between um obsession and balance. And you know, one of the things that I really had to pray about before I signed with the UFC was, is is this right for my kids? Is this right for my family? And ultimately, I feel like um, I do a disservice to my kids if I don't chase my dreams, if I don't live my life on fire. I don't ever want them to think that they have to not reach and to not dream big and to not try hard. You know, I want to teach them that that's how you're supposed to live your life. You're supposed to go after what you love with passion and fire. And as a result, it's made me a better parent. You know, when I'm at work, I'm at work, but when I'm at home, I'm at home. I'm with my children. And the balance and the structure of my life goes God, family, fighting.
Beautiful words, Kayla. Always a pleasure talking to you, like I said, as I said before. But last but not least, please send a message for your Brazilian fans and answer the question why they should watch your fight Saturday night.
Oh, well, to my Brazilian fans, I love you. Thank you for always supporting me and cheering for me. Saturday night, there's going to be a new UFC champion of the world, so come watch me put an elbow through Juliana's head.